Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I have a few things I'd like to share with you, but I'll make it all as brief as possible. First of all, you must have one of these flyers. These flyers are for a rally that Don DeZarn and I are having in Trenton, New Jersey. Very shortly. This rally is calling to reform New Jersey's marijuana laws. Next, you must have these DeZarn O'Connor Independents for New Jersey Legislature bumper stickers. Next, you must be registered so that you can vote for Don DeZarn and I. If for some reason you're not registered and you don't feel like going online to register, let Don DeZarn or I know. Email me personally at wealthythoughts203@yahoo.com. Message me on YouTube or on Facebook so that I can get one of these to you. Next point. Next thing I want to talk about is Common Core. What is Common Core? I'm talking about New Jersey's education program, or rather a set of educational standards that New Jersey adheres to. Here's one thing that really bothers me about it. It's this idea that computers should grade essays. I absolutely oppose this idea because I think it discourages and in fact penalizes those who think outside the box. After all, suppose you write an essay that is so creative and so beyond whatever the programmer of a particular computer program could imagine, that you were graded poorly because you didn't meet the computer standards, because the computer couldn't fathom what you wrote. I would say that's absolutely unfair, and I would say that such a policy discourages intelligence, which is not good for education in the state of New Jersey. Education in the state of New Jersey should encourage intelligence. Next, I want to talk to you about Obamacare. A friend of mine recently approached me and said that she wanted to talk to me about how Obamacare had affected her life. Here's what she told me. She told me she's been seeing this therapist for some time now, a therapist that has helped her, a therapist that she's attached to. But her therapist called her and said she could no longer see her because of Obamacare. Let's keep in mind the fact that our president, Barack Obama, told us that Obamacare would not interfere with our relationships with our doctors, that we'd still be allowed to see our doctors and keep the plans that we have. But that's a lie. I want to say that again, ladies and gentlemen. Our president lied to us about Obamacare. I point out to you, ladies and gentlemen, that neither the Republican nor the Democratic candidates for New Jersey legislature are talking about education or health care. But Don DeZarn and I, independent candidates for New Jersey legislature, are talking about these very important issues. Next thing I want to talk to you about. A friend of mine was talking with me this evening and said that he was in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and saw EMT officers is a proper word to even ascribe to them, arresting citizens. Well, EMT personnel are not allowed to arrest people. Cops arrest people, but not the EMT. Anyway, my friend goes to cops that he sees there in Asbury Park and says, EMT is arresting citizens. They're not allowed to do this. I think you should know this. And they tell him that they're going to arrest him. So he goes to the police station and says, I went to the cops and I pointed out to them the fact that the EMT is arresting people and the EMT is not supposed to be arresting people. That's what the cops are supposed to do. I told these cops there that, and they told me they were going to arrest me. And they said to him, "We think you're high and drunk, and we're going to arrest you here." And all I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, is that this is a clear example of police officers who don't take their job seriously, who get away with not performing their essential duties. Let me also point out the fact that while we have a large number of cops who do not do what they're supposed to do, we have major cities in this state where over 90 people are killed in a time frame of a year, which, in my opinion, is unacceptable. How could so many of our police be getting away with not doing their job? It really angers me, and if I am elected to the New Jersey legislature with Don DeZarn, you better believe it, that I'm going to look into the police in the state. And not only that, but I'm going to make sure that they're not arresting people for possessing air fresheners in their cars and getting fined $500 for having air fresheners, being accused of having air fresheners that obstruct their view of traffic, which is ridiculous. Moving on, the next point I want to make is that there's some exciting events coming up, as you may recall from this beautiful flyer. On September 8th, Don DeZarn and I and several others are working together to have a huge rally, in fact a record-breaking rally, calling for the reform of New Jersey's marijuana laws. Over 100 people are expected to attend this rally. Let's make it over 500 people, ladies and gentlemen. Tell your friends. Here's, again, a look at the flyer. On September 14th, Don DeZarn and I will be having a fundraiser at an ice cream parlor in East Windsor. It's called Scoopers, and you must be there. And on October 12th, 2013, we'll be having a rally in front of the State House calling for the abolition of Common Core, the education standards the state is subscribed to that I talked to you about just a little bit earlier. The last thing I want to talk to you about, this idea of sharing information and being politically active. We have the opportunity here in New Jersey to change the policies to make New Jersey less expensive, to make New Jersey fairer for everybody here. We can do this. But Don DeZarn, I need you to elect us to the state legislature so that we have a voice in the legislature. That's why I want to make sure that you've got one of these, that you've got one of these, and that you've got one of these, and if you don't, that you let me know. So I want to make sure that you're sharing our Facebook links with everybody that you know, that you're sharing these videos with everybody that you know. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I want to say to you, may God bless the state of New Jersey, and may God bless America. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.